Okay, I'm gonna have to, all right,
Throw that first one out.
Yeah,
Okay.
the first bound one,
Okay.
proceed, throw it out. The
okay,
second one.
okay. Because I had one at home and then I actually had one at the office, and I was like, I'm gonna ask them. Okay, that's fine.
One of them's missing some stuff, that first
Okay,
one.
okay, all right, fine, then
I
that,
didn't look close enough. to
well,
see.
I didn't, I mean, I thumbed through and these look
Unless
similar.
you can figure out which pages, they'll tell you which pages. You
No,
can
no, no,
copy
no, I
two
didn't
copies.
get a page to page. I literally was just thumbing through and I was like, these look similar, I'm gonna ask. I was like, wonder why they gave me another one? And I thought maybe there might have been a small change of some sort.
Okay, I think
Hi,
it's 6 o'clock, and I would like to call this October meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission to order. We have a quorum, we have everybody, as a matter of fact, so let us proceed. First thing on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. What's your pleasure, P and Z?
I move we adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we adopt the agenda. All in favor, raise your right hand. Unanimous? Okay. Old business, minutes from the last meeting. What's your pleasure?
I move we accept the minutes as accepted, as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we approve that we accept the minutes of the last meeting as presented. All in favor? Unanimous? Okay. All right, new business. Ron?
All right. Thank you, commissioners. Thanks for having me here tonight. This is application ZM-01-20, 201 Cleghorn Street and Anderson Road. It's an assortment of parcels on Anderson Road. This is for again, a zoning map amendment to correct the 4 lot designations that are on the zoning map that was passed on August 11th of this year, 2020. And at that time, it was zoned MF1, and that should have been MF2. So I would like to go over the differences really between that and some of the history on this property, or all 4 of these properties. The properties previous to August 11th were zoned under the UDC, was zoned as R14, which was our multifamily zoning district for the past 10, 15, 20 years now. The comprehensive plan designates this area as downtown activity center. So that does permit for apartments, as you can imagine, and other types of multifamily developments. The city had a conversation with a developer for our parcel, in addition to the private parcel, the only one that's a private parcel on here, which should be parcel number V05130014. And they would like to develop that as a multifamily complex. Now, the city is the one that's initiating this process, being that was a mistake to zone that as MF1 and not MF2. That really should have been, it was inadvertently done. The MF1 zone has a maximum density of, or I'm sorry, a baseline density of 8 dwelling units an acre. And with density bonuses that can go up to about 10 dwelling units an acre. And that would include if they have an additional amenities, additional open space, things of that nature. Now the MF2 zone requires or has a baseline also of 8 dwelling units an acre, but it can go up to a maximum, if you were to just max everything out, maximum of 19.5 dwelling units an acre. The R14 zone, before all of this, had a maximum of 8 dwelling units an acre. So there would be a density change here as a part of this application as well that the city is making. Let me see if there is. So as you can remember, and we had quite the discussion about this on the Planning Commission level and at the City Council meetings, our number one goal as a part of that citywide rezoning was really to limit as many substantive changes as possible in favor of lateral changes as all previous zoning categories were being retired at the time. In keeping with that, the city instead is before you tonight, requesting that substantive change in order to advance the discussions with that interested party for the construction of the multifamily. It's still in conceptual design phase. There's been no application to the city, so as far as I'm concerned, there's no application for any multifamily or anything at this time, but it's something that's in the conceptual phase. So that's why we're here tonight. We would be requesting or asking for two motions tonight. One for the zone change from MF1 to MF2, and the second is for the adoption of a new official zoning map. That should be included in your packets.
So let's do the first one, the first zoning change, and then the map.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, looks to me like there's a problem with the acreage on those two lots. Is that, as far as MF2, that looks okay, but MF1 is a limit of 1 acre, and those two lots are not that big, are they?
Yeah, so there's the two lots that you're referring to. One of them is the city's lift station. That's in the rear there. That's the 0013 lot.
Yeah,
That lot, although a part of the rezoning, it's not actually, there's nothing that could potentially really be construction on it. It's already an existing lot, and it doesn't meet the MF1 zone as is. So it wouldn't meet it's definitely not going to meet the MF2 zone. The other lot that is also undersized would be the 0029 lot, which is also city-owned. And it's actually the entrance into the park there, the park on Cleghorn. So that wouldn't meet MF1, it wouldn't meet MF2 either.
Does the city own the park?
Yes.
Okay, so the city owns, the one we'll call 2-8. So the city owns that.
That's correct. They own 3 total lots there, 0013, 28, and 29. And 0014, if you notice, it looks like it jumps a right-of-way there.
Yeah.
That's actually all just one lot. It's just an easement that goes through.
Okay, I was gonna ask, if you don't mind me asking, who owns 14? Who owns it?
14,
It's a private owner, who owns it?
let me see. It's owned by the developer.
I can look it up on the
But,
county if you know.
I'm not aware of their actual LLC name, but the developer would be Arbor Valley Communities.
Ron, the little access there is back to 0013.
Yes, sir.
Is that actually a deeded part of 13? Or is it just a surface easement?
Well, when checking the Carroll County Tax Assessor's site, this easement actually doesn't show up for either one of those properties, which I found kind of odd. You can't click on it, so it's not an individual lot. So it definitely is an easement. I'm just kind of thinking, just as it appears here, really. It appears that long sliver to get back to the lift station was an easement granted by 0014 for the city to get back to this.
But in fee simple, it's still part of 14.
That's correct. Yes.
How long has the city used it?
Unfortunately, I don't know.
Okay. How long has the lift station been there? Years?
I actually don't know that either, but it shows up on all of our maps going back quite a while.
How long has the lift station been there? Do you know?
I don't know, but that was the original sewer plant.
Okay,
And it's next door to what was the old city dump.
okay, so it's been there. The reason I was asking, you probably got an easement by prescription anyway.
Probably, I thought so too,
Um,
yeah.
You probably have an easement by prescription, even if they tried to fight it, but, okay. How many acres is 14?
14 is a total of,
On both
Hold on
sides
one
of the
moment.
easement?
have it here.
Wiring Technologies LLC.
Is it wiring?
Don't know.
5780, highway,
It's a total of 13.46 acres.
okay.
Total for 14?
13.46 acres
Okay.
for 14, yes.
And that's all of 14, both places that are shown here.
That's correct, yes.
And is there someone anticipating development pretty soon? Or is this just to
It's
conform?
just a concept. We're preemptively doing that.
Okay.
So the 13, what I just quoted, I'm sorry, it's actually 13.46 on the right side. On the left side is 9.96 acres. I apologize for that. So if you see here,
23.42,
show you this.
does that sound about right?
So you're looking at this side here.
Okay.
I just ripped this out of another file actually on my way here, but
That's the part that's in the flood zone?
yes, yep, that's all
All right.
that means there. So you'll see here, it says 9.96 and here is 13.46, which is actually gonna be built on.
Okay.
I'll pass this around here. You can see them here,
Says it's 18.8 acres is what
13.46,
I paid
this
tax
is
on.
9.95.
Okay,
Could be.
okay.
Have been surveyed in years. When the last time
9.96
there was-
acres is the parcel here that's not developed.
Mhm.
There's wetlands here, and then here it says 13.46.
2005.
So this is actually what we received from development.
For
Carroll County.
Okay, county line was close.
Yes.
These two.
It goes around the curve.
Uh-huh. And so it's this parcel and this parcel.
That's right, yes. It actually bleeds a little more into.
28.
here.
Yeah, okay.
Problem with the city owns,
All right.
we can put them how we want
Here
to.
is, there's parcel 1 here, it says 9.96 acres. And then there's 13.46
John.
acres over here that's actually gonna be.
So I guess
built
before we
on.
can vote on this, we need to open it for
So
public
if you're looking
comment.
at this, it goes around the bend, and just like it goes around this bend. So it's actually
I don't have
taking
any
advantage of
opposition to the
this.
city own, we can do whatever we want to the city owns. Ain't got no issue with that.
Are there any other questions that the commission has for Ron?
Just make sure, Ron, your recommendation, make sure I'm clear,
Sure.
is on currently all of these, let me make sure I got the, 1, 2, 3, 4 properties. All 4 of these properties are currently zoned as MF1, is that correct?
That's correct,
All
yes.
right.
Wait, doesn't it look like 6 properties?
Yeah, I was kind of, well, I know 14 split up into 2, so that's 1. And then 28's the second one, 29's the third one.
Okay.
And 15's the fourth one.
13.
Oh, excuse me, 13 is the fourth one.
Yeah.
And the
right.
city owns 13, correct?
That's right,
And the
that's
city
correct.
owns 29 and 28,
That's correct.
Okay. So we're asking essentially for now, there is something about a 15 in your
Let me see.
notes that you gave us here, Ron? If it says 15.
That should be 13.
Okay,
I apologize.
okay.
That actually should be 13.
Okay, all right, that's why I was asking when I was reading that. Okay, so 15 is not in play at all then?
Not at
It's
all.
just- Okay.
Nope.
So 13 is owned by the city, 28 and 29 owned by the city, and we're taking those from MF1 to MF2,
Yes.
and we're seeking to bring 14, which is privately owned, into MF2 as well.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'd like to understand what we're doing.
Okay. Any other questions for Ron? Ron, do we need to have public hearing for this?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct, sir.
At this time, would anybody like to address the commission concerning this rezoning?
come on up to the podium, ma'am, just so they can get a record of it. State your name and your, just your address and what you want to ask us.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
my name is Deborah Powell.
Thank you, Ms. Powell.
My sister and I, we have land over there,
Yes,
312 Clagon Street,
yes, ma'am.
and came in late, and I really don't understand. So could you tell me exactly where over there that you might need to take land to rezone?
They're not taking, well, my understanding is the city's not taking any land. They're
Okay.
just simply rezoning it.
Rezone it?
Rezoning it, yes, ma'am. They're not taking anything. They're just rezoning what's already there.
Okay,
It's, and I'll tell you where the land is the prime area. If you go past the park, go around the curve around Jack's house, right
across
there
from
to
where
the,
the old dump used to be?
that's it.
Okay, so it's on the right-hand side?
Yes, ma'am. If you're coming from Claycorn going towards Anderson Road,
Okay.
right past Jack's house, right there on the right,
So
that's the
you,
large
we
piece.
ain't gotta worry about the left-hand side?
That's not on this. They're not rezoning anything. It's gonna be
Okay.
on the right. All of
Okay.
it's on the right-hand side, yes, ma'am. It's fine.
You talking about the
Please
house
state your name and,
that's on the side that
ma'am.
Jack Donald house is on,
ma'am,
across the road?
Please state your name, Brenda.
Okay, Brenda Johnson. Okay. Like she said, our mother house is 312 Clagan Street. Okay, then when you say rezoning, explain that part.
All their, well, and I don't mean to speak for everybody, I'll just speak for myself, because that's
Like I
all
said, we
that's all I
came in
can,
late.
that's all I can speak for.
Okay.
All the city's seeking to do is rezone it, which means that it would change what could potentially, the property could be used for in the future. The city already owns 3 of the 4 lots that we're talking about. They're just rezoning it so that it would change from MF1 to MF2. And MF1 to MF2 changes the amount of houses that could be built on a piece of property per acre. That's what they're seeking to do. That's it. They're not taking anything and they're not changing anything. They're just changing the zoning and what's allowed to be built in the future.
yes, sir. State your name and address, please.
My name is Michael Robinson, and I own the property beside Jack Powell, me and my brothers and them. Now, when you rezone that, is that's gonna affect the property on that left-hand side as well? I think that was probably what she was meant when she asked the question. Is when you rezone it, will it affect the property value or what we can do on that side? Let's say if we wanna build multi-house family or whatever, would that affect that side as well?
Well, Michael, based on the map that's being voted on tonight, that's a very good question. Ms. Pilgrim, can you put up this map? That might help answer some of those questions. That one that was in the package, that might help.
Everything is on the right-hand side you guys are talking about.
It may help
Understand
explain,
that.
Michael. What we're talking about is the parcels that we're talking about are here, here, here,
And
here,
there.
and here.
Yeah.
The left-hand side of the road going from Claycorn towards Anderson Road, towards North Avenue, the left-hand side is gonna remain single-family urban.
Okay.
R2. It's not gonna change anything.
It's not gonna change the
No, it's not
property
gonna-
value, none of
Now,
that.
that, property value is decided by a lot of different factors. I mean, that depends on what people want to pay for it. I mean, it's not going to do anything particularly to it. But as far as what is allowed, it's not going to change what's going to be allowed to be built before. What could be built right now could be built with this map voted on or not. It's not going to change that. It's just going to change what could be built across the street.
I see no other requests.
Hi, I'm Pamela White, and I'm here for 102 Anderson Road, Jack Powell's, me and my sister Vanessa. I just have a couple of questions as to if development ever begins there, of course, will the public be notified? Will we be notified that it'll begin changing? And what is the city gonna do to, if they're bringing in more people, what are they gonna do about to provide safety for people that are already there?
Well,
That may have to go-
there,
that may have to go to the.
there is some plans, Ron. Do you want to state what's going on with those?
If there's if there's any type
Come up to the mic, Ron.
Sure, sure.
So she can get recorded.
Anytime that we have, if it's just related to construction, there's no notification, like requirements for just to do construction. If the, later down the line, if a developer comes along or the concept is moving forward, then, assuming that they would need any sort of variances or any other type of relief, that would trigger another notification that would need to go out to everyone, that's in the audience here tonight. Everyone that's within X amount of feet of the property.
However, if somebody decides to build out there, they will post building permit
Oh, absolutely. They
on
have
the
to.
property. So it's not like you'll wake up and they'll be out there moving dirt around one morning. They'll have it posted before they begin.
You'll also notice a silt fence would have to be installed on the property lines to control erosion of the soils and things like that. You'll see them starting to prepare beforehand, regardless.
Yes, yes, and I understand that, but, just like I said, just knowing that you don't have to give anyone like a personal, notification that it's gonna begin. But if it does, and just, you know, the number, of people, you know, on this strip and the numbers will rise, there still will be a concern, you know, about the safety. Is there gonna be more policing? Is it, you know, what's gonna change about that, or is it gonna stay the same?
Sure. Okay. Any other comments? I'm sorry, did you have another
Yeah,
question?
I think
I did ask a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually a question. I can't actually speak to the police, on behalf of the police rather, but I can speak to the police. If that's definitely a concern that the neighbors have, on the policing, in the relation of construction and even beyond the construction, that's definitely something that I could talk to them about and, see what we can do to get an officer out there and actually patrolling that area for, as long as this project is going on for. I would actually, I probably would want to get your contact information afterwards so we can talk about that. Okay, thanks.
If there are no other comments from the public, I revert back to the commission. Any other questions for Ron? If not, I would ask for a motion to approve this rezoning.
I would make a motion to approve the rezoning on parcels ending 14, 13, 28, and 29, that they be moved from MF1 to MF2.
Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded that we approve the rezoning as presented. All in favor, raise your right hand. Unanimous. Okay, Ron, the rezoning map?
Yes. I'm just requesting for the zoning map, the official zoning map to be adopted as per the last motion that the board just made. We would have to adopt a new zoning map.
So moved.
Second.
Let's have some comments first.
Oh,
Go
we
ahead.
have to have,
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Motion.
okay, yeah, it was move exactly what Mr. Johnson said, that we adopt the new zoning map as presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded that we approve the new zoning map. All in favor, raise your right hand. Unanimous. Okay. Staff comments.
No comments, just, and I actually kind of iterated this in the beginning of the meeting. We have a couple applications that are coming your way for the next several months. So November and December, I'm anticipating having 2 additional applications, one for each meeting. And I think that should be probably it for the rest of the year unless something comes up for December, but I don't believe that they would make the application noticing deadlines. so.
Is
you
that a
can count on us.
rezoning or they're asking to an appeal? What is it?
One is asking for a rezoning on West Bankhead Highway, and another is asking for also a rezoning, actually, on Liberty Road.
Are these a major projects?
Yes, it is, quite a project.
Okay. Well, we'll hear more about that for the next
Oh, yeah.
meeting.
In due time?
Okay.
Yeah,
Any other comments, Ron?
that's it. That's all I have.
Okay, at this time, are there any public comments? I see none. That completes our agenda. What's the commission's plan?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, raise your right hand. We are adjourned.
Thank you.
County Jail.